Yesterday, we talked about the vibe. Today, we talk about the work. One of the biggest hurdles for anyone in the C-suite, or anyone who has spent 30 years leading people rather than writing code, is the fear of the blank screen. We are used to delegating. We are used to saying, "John, I need a report on X by Friday." When you sit down in front of an AI, you are suddenly the one who has to give the orders. But here is the secret. You already know how to do this. You've been doing it for decades. You just didn't realize that an AI is simply the most efficient junior manager you've ever hired. When I started the journey for Paxelo, I didn't start by trying to build a whole SaaS. I started by looking for a digital hammer. I joined a few AI communities, places like School, where people were sharing templates. I didn't reinvent the wheel. I took what was working and I started to tweak it. That's the first lesson for any executive. You don't need to be the architect of the bricks. You just need to be the architect of the building. My aha moment didn't happen in a boardroom. It happened at my desk, staring at a tool called N8N. I had found a content creation template, but it was too generic. It didn't have the Sawinski marketing DNA in it, so I started to modify it. In manager terms, I sat the machine down and gave it a very specific task. I told it, take this one keyword, let's say high density polyethylene, and don't just write about it. I want you to go out, analyze the landscape, and find me 5 distinct subtopics that a customer actually cares about. I watched the little digital bubbles move across the screen. The machine went to work. It identified the subtopics. It structured the logic. And for the first time, I saw the content engine actually breathe. It wasn't just spitting out text, it was performing a strategic marketing task that used to take a human researcher 2 hours. It did it in 20 seconds. For those of you watching who feel overwhelmed by nodes and workflows, think of it as an organizational chart. Each node in N8N or Make is just a department. One department finds the data. One department sorts it. One department writes it. Your job isn't to do the work. Your job is to make sure the departments are talking to each other. Once I had the logic working in the basement, N8N and Make, I had a working engine, but I didn't have a car. I had a series of automations, but I didn't have a SaaS product that a customer could actually log into and use. This is where Abacus.ai entered the story. I didn't go to Abacus and say, build me a website. I went to Abacus with my DNA, a modified JSON file. For the non-technical folks, a JSON file is just a structured list of your business rules. It's the standard operating procedure for your software. I uploaded that JSON file and gave the AI a prompt. I explained the vision. I have this content engine. I need a professional interface where a user can enter a keyword, choose a package, individual, bulk, or subscription, and have the engine deliver a complete ecosystem. Because I had done the work of mapping the logic first, the transition was seamless. The AI understood the vibe because I gave it the blueprint. I want to pause here and talk to my peers. If you're 60, 65, or 70 and you're looking at these AI chat boxes with a sense of trepidation, I want to give you a piece of advice that I've learned through 30 years of leadership. There is no room for fear in this journey. I hear people talk about AI as if it's an alien life form or a replacement for human thought. It's not. These tools are meant to leverage you. They are meant to take your 30-plus years of experience, your unique thought process, and your strategic intuition, and give it a pair of jet engines. But you have to remember one thing. These machines are currently in a training phase. They can be sycophantic. They'll tell you what you want to hear. They can hallucinate. They are not alive. Think of an LLM like a hammer or a screwdriver. A hammer is a magnificent tool, but it doesn't know where to drive the nail. It doesn't know why you're building the house. That's your job. You provide the why and the where. The AI provides the how and the fast. I want to be clear about something. I didn't build Paxelo for my employer. I'm the CMO of a great company and I love what I do there. But this is my side hustle. It's an experiment. It's a way for me to stay sharp, to play with the newest toys in the sandbox, and to prove a point. I'm using my 30 years of sales and marketing expertise to market this product, but I'm doing it by leveraging the very tools I'm selling. I'm using vibe coding to build the app, and I'm using AI to help me write the marketing copy that sells the AI. It's meta, it's a bit of a loop, but most importantly, it's fun. We spend so much of our careers focused on P&L, overhead, and organizational objectives. When you build something for yourself using these new tools, you rediscover the joy of creation. You realize that you aren't just a manager anymore, you're a maker. We've mapped the logic, we've wrapped the engine, we've overcome the fear of the machine, but a SaaS product without a customer is just a very expensive hobby. Next time, we're going to talk about the Marketing Blitz. How do you take a vibe-coded app and put it in front of real agencies, real founders, and real brands? How do you use 30 years of sales experience to convince a skeptical market that this engine is the real deal? I'm Steven. I'm 65 years old. I'm vibe coding my future, and I'm just getting started. See you in the next lesson.